Okay, so here's a quick review of what we've been doing and a reminder of how you can do some of these calculations. Um, this is our pre-lab for our limestone final, except for I've done a little bit of a change, so I'm not quite giving away everything, because come on, I guess I can't be that nice. So what you'll see is I've changed calcium from calcium to barium. So I've just added a different element here. In the lab, it's calcium chloride and barium carbonate, or calcium carbonate. This is our limestone. It's the insoluble precipitate that we're forming. Um, so let's like jump right into this. So your pre-lab question, because you're going to be doing a calcium carbonate product because you're taking calcium chloride and reacting it with sodium carbonate, um, you have to write the chemical equation. So here we go. Here's our two reactants. They are this thing plus this thing. So sodium carbonate is the same, Na2CO3. Same exact reactant that we used the first time we did this lab. In fact, for you, this is also the same reactant. Go back and look at the old lab. You can look that up. For me, it's barium chloride instead of calcium chloride, so BaCl2. And then this is a reaction where I know that I'm flip-flopping the barium with the sodium. So I end up with a barium carbonate and two sodium chlorides. I know that this is my solid precipitate. This is dissolved. This is dissolved. And this is dissolved. All right, there's my balanced reaction with phase symbols. Now this is mine. Remember, I'm doing barium. In the lab, you're doing calcium. Now, second part, practicing the math. Everybody needs to do this to be ready to go for the lab. You get to choose your number right here. I chose 8 grams. You choose your number. So for me, it says I need to try to make 8 grams of limestone or product, and in my case, again, barium carbonate, not calcium carbonate. So there's my target, 8 grams. What the heck do I do with that? Well, first thing is, how many moles is that? So when you come in the lab for exam day, I'm going to ask you to make a certain number of grams. This is your first then decision. How many moles is that? Well, in my case, I do the calculations. I calculate the molar mass. I know barium, Ba, is 137 grams. Carbon is 12 grams. Oxygen is 16 grams, but there are 3 of them. All told, that's a whopping 197 grams. So if I'm trying to make not 197 grams, which would actually be 1 mole of this. So remember, if my target were just 1 mole of barium carbonate, then I would need 1 mole of sodium carbonate and 1 mole of barium chloride. But it's not. It's this smaller number. I don't need 197 grams of barium carbonate. I need 8 grams of barium carbonate, a much smaller number. So how did I figure that out? Well, here's how. 8 grams times the ratio here between, based on our molar mass. 1 mole is 197 grams. So what am I actually doing? I'm dividing 8 by 197. It's 0.04 moles. Okay, awesome. Well, that means if I go up here, I'm not making 1 mole, I'm making 0.04 moles of that. Well, how much do I need? I need 0.04 moles of that and 0.04 moles of that. So, how many grams is that? Is the next question. So I look at my two ingredients and I say, all right, barium chloride. If I need to start with 0.04 moles or 0.04 moles of sodium carbonate, how many grams is that? Simple. I go back to their molar masses. I happen to know that 1 mole of sodium carbonate is 106 grams. I could do that calculation. I could add up sodium, carbon, oxygen. There are 2 sodiums, there are 3 oxygens, and that would give me those numbers. So 0.04 times 106 tells me that I'm going to need 4.24 grams of sodium carbonate. Similarly, I go up here to my barium chloride. I need 0.04 moles of barium chloride, but first I need to know how much does 1 mole of barium chloride weigh. Well, this right here is a beast of a compound because barium is 137 grams per mole. Each chloride is 35. You end up with 207 grams in 1 mole. Well, since I don't need 1 mole, I need 0.04 moles. I do that multiplication, and I need to get about 8.28 grams of barium chloride. So on lab day, what you'll do, so this is my example. You need to also do an example in your pre-lab. Fill all of this out. But what you'll do is you'll make up your own number here. I used 8. You could use 8 if you want. You could use 5. You could use 7. Then go through these 2 calculations. How many moles of product am I making? Then I look at my equation and I say, all right, if I have that many moles of product, how many moles of ingredient do I need? And then I say, okay, if I have that many moles of ingredient, how many grams is that? And this tells me what I need to do. I'm going to make a solution that has 8.28 grams of barium chloride and a solution that has 4.24 grams of sodium carbonate. And then that's where I start to try to make my goal of 8 grams of barium carbonate. And it's that simple, folks. That simple.